What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and jump all over this. So I want to talk about this Marvin Sapp situation because he's been catching a lot of heat lately, and it has to do with the fact that he demanded $40K from a congregation and basically told the ushers to close the doors. Now, a lot of people took it and ran with the narrative that Marvin Sapp actually instructed the ushers to lock the doors, which he didn't say. But when you're talking to the congregation, like you called all of them into the principal's office, so to speak, and you instruct the ushers to close the doors on a crowd full of grown adults, in the forceful nature that he did, people gonna equate that like, oh, this cat is wild and he trying to hold us against our will just to get that $40K.
The door is closed!
Now, if you guys could appreciate just a little bit of sense of humor, because I know that this was so wrong by Marvin Sapp to actually do that to the congregation, but the way he said, close the door. I said, close the doors. The way he gestured that, he was on some G-ish, huh? He was acting like a gangster, like he had beef with the congregation. I mean, this brother acted like he had a couple of burners stashed up there in the pulpit somewhere. You were not leaving unless you gave that donation that day. Now, ever since this situation transpired, Marvin tried to explain himself on his social media platforms, and he even tried to explain himself during a church sermon recently, but a lot of people seem to still be appalled at how he handled the situation. Now, Pastor John Gray came out and spoke about the situation, and also Ricky Smiley defended Marvin Sapp, and as a matter of fact, Marvin actually made an appearance on the Ricky Smiley morning show on yesterday, and he went into deep detail about what really transpired and what happened. And he says that the money didn't even go to him and that the situation did not occur at his church. It actually happened at a conference in Baltimore. And he says that he's been receiving deletion threats, and I'm paraphrasing there, and it has him and his kids afraid. He's had to up his security, and ultimately he's saying that it's just gotten extremely out of hand. So what I want to do right now is play you guys a series of clips. It's going to start when Marvin actually asked for the $40K from the congregation to Ricky Smiley defending him. Pastor John Gray is going to speak on the situation, and then it's going to lead up to when he talked to Ricky Smiley yesterday morning and the things that he had to say. Sit tight and I'll be back to give you my 2 cents.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed.
I'm with it, man. This ain't nothing about lock. The word lock means don't let in. The word lock means don't let in. Y'all know I'm with it, man. This ain't nothing about lock. The word lock means don't let in, don't let out. Close means you can go out if you want. The pastor asks you not to go out. And if you choose to go out, you can go out. One thing I hate lies. And I hate liars. Y'all know I'm with it, man. This ain't nothing about lock.
Well, I've known Marvin Sapp for many years. He's a great human being. Mm-hmm. He loves God. Those are unquestioned things. He loves his children. He loves the church. Mm-hmm. I think the challenge is context, cultural context, because within the construct and the context of the people he was speaking to at that particular service, they would understand his language. But within that construct, I've seen much, much worse. I've seen $1,000 lines, $500 lines. Don't leave. No one's leaving until. And I think what he was saying was more for order. And I have to take his word for that. But I understand how culture sees a moment like that, particularly when it comes to faith. You're looking at an absolute influx of multiple things happening. And then they see a pastor saying 2,000 people give $20, and that can seem deeply offensive. And so I think it's more incumbent upon leaders and pastors to truly be servant leaders, shepherds, because I understand what it's like. Our church, we do reverse offerings. We put baskets at the front And I've told people, come down and get what you need. If you have a bill, you come get that. That didn't make the news because the truth is that's what the church should be doing. We should be meeting the needs of the poor, the widows, the orphan, the elderly. But when you see what took place and how it offended people, we in the faith community have to do a better job of understanding and communicating biblical truth. I understand why you feel that way, and that's not the message, and that's not the heart of Jesus. He wouldn't say it that way. But please, respectfully, also look at the culture and context, because he wasn't being wicked. He was culturally within brand. So maybe the issue is not so much what he said, but a culture that would allow that to be a language that's expressed across pulpits. That to me is the bigger issue. And that's something that we're going to have to reckon with over time.
People took issue with me saying shut the doors. Understand, I never said lock the doors. Yeah, I said shut the doors. Shutting doors mean that people still have the ability to go in and out. They've taken issue with my tone. And I can honestly say, looking at the video, maybe I was a little more assertive than I should have been. And I can apologize for that. I could apologize for that. But three things I need to make sure that people understood. Number one, the $40,000, if it was $40,000 that was raised, was never given to me. That money was raised for the purpose of taking care of the budget for their conference, not Marvin Sapp. Number two, the reason why I'm here is because what has happened is people have taken clickbait and made something out of it that it isn't. And because of that, my church has been getting phone calls. People have called my church and cussed me out. My staff are afraid because I've received threats over $20 and shut the door. People have come to our campus. They have come to my church to try to cause problems, vitriol, and the anger that people have shown, the things that they've said in my thread and stuff. And all of this is because of a misunderstanding. And I'm not blaming people. Let me be clear. I'm not blaming anybody because of their misunderstanding. I'm just saying in all you're getting, get an understanding. And if I'm sharing with you that the $40,000 that I was trying to raise, and again, I don't know if the organization got 40, 10, 20, any of it. I don't know. I'm hoping that I actually raised more money so that I can help the organization that has been such a great support to me. These people,
and again, let's be clear, not a dime of that money.
Not a dime of that money came to me. Not a dime of it.
All right, so you guys just saw and heard all of that. Now, whether he got a dime of that money or not, I don't know if I believe that, because he was extremely forceful, like he was going to get a cut of it for sure. And it was just very disrespectful how he went about it. Now, not to get too political here, just keeping it all the way 100. We know that Marvin is about the dollar because there was a video circulating around when he was preaching and he talked about politics. He went into politics and he talked about how it would benefit him if Trump were to get in office because he's in a different tax bracket, right?
I tell people all the time, if Trump get in office, it benefits me. And the reason why it benefits me is because I'm at a different tax bracket. Y'all ain't helping me, I'm by myself. But there's folks that's voting for Trump, or they're voting for a Biden because of one issue.
Now, if I'm keeping it all the way 100, y'all, I have to be truthful with myself and how I'm feeling. And I may be wrong about this, but I don't believe that he's receiving deletion threats. I don't. I believe it's a sympathy play here. I believe that he's looking for empathy and he's trying to quiet the noise down surrounding the situation, right? That's just my opinion. Again, I may be wrong, but I'm just not buying it at the end of the day, because why would somebody go that far to basically do that to a man of God, so to speak, over the fact that he asked the congregation for a $20 donation in hopes to recoup $40,000 as the goal that they were targeting. But anyway, I'm going to draw the line here. I want you guys to feel free to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this whole entire situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.